In this little section of the proms.
What are those skates with orange wheels that you keep on seeing on Instagram, YouTube, or wherever you've been watching your skate content? Well, those are the YOYO Sago frames, and that's what we're going to be talking about in this video together with a boot that I believe being one of the best boot for those big wheel UFS frames on the market. Hola YouTube, my name is Ricardo Lino and I'm a wheel addict. Well, the boot that I was talking about, it's actually the K2 Uptown, and this is not a new boot, not at all. If you know K2 skates from the 90s, you will see there's a lot of similar things to the old K2 Fetty. So the cuff, it's actually the same. And there's some things which make this skate quite interesting. But we'll talk about that in a second. Let's start by talking about the YOYO Sago frame. What I have here, it's the 4x90 UFS frame. This is just like a lot of other frames on the market. Example, the Wizards, which was the original natural rockered 90, 100, and later 110, and also just like the Wizard, which are slightly rockered, the NNs, the Rocking. There's plenty of other companies on the market. YOYO is a company based in China, and this is their UFS 4x90, which also allows you to use 3x90. When you use 4x, when you use 4 wheels, it's slightly rockered, and you also see a hole here in the middle. And when you use the 3 wheels, it's flat. That's similar to what Endless does. Now on the Endless frame, you use 3x110 or 4x90, but this is on a 165 mounting frame. On the Endless UFS 90, it's just 4x. While on this YOYO, it's 4x90, slightly rockered, and 3x flat. One of the main differences between these and the Endless, from what I know, at least from what I realized, is this frame, it's a little bit more slanted, a little bit more like what happens on the Wizard. The Wizard is like a little bit more slanted, like leaning forward, and I find out that I really like that for this boot. If you didn't know, the K2 boots are known for having the heel very low. A lot of people kind of feel like they're always falling backwards when they're skating with K2 skates, because it's just the way it is. The position of your foot inside this boot, it's very much like this, with a heel low. This one has a 3mm raise. By using a raised frame in the back, will help you getting a bit of a better balance. Now, some people would prefer to use shock absorbers, which is okay, but by using a shock absorber, you should also know that your position inside the boot may change a little bit. For some people, that really doesn't make that much of a difference. Also, what you can do is by using this frame, if you're going to be using it on a boot, example, the rollerblade blanks, which some people after my last video told me that they also feel like they leaned forward a little bit too much. Well, if you feel like it leans forward too much, you can just switch the frame and have like the higher part in the front, and that will actually correct that for you. Hopefully this will work for you. A lot of people that skate this frame, they are using these wheels. These are the YOYO 90s 88A. Basically what YOYO did, which I think is quite smart, is as a way of branding or as a way of marketing, they are using all the wheels orange. So if you buy the skates through YOYO, you can buy the orange wheels. They have these orange wheels available in 72, maybe even 76, I'm not sure, 80, 84, 90, 100, 110. I guess that's it. So you can have, independently of what setup you have, you can have the same orange wheels. And I have to admit that I like how they roll and especially how they slide. I kind of feel like I have a controlled slide with this. Sometimes I say when the wheels are a little bit too hard, I kind of feel like they slide too much. So I usually say that I prefer soft wheels. 88 is not really the softest wheels. Most brands are calling soft to 85 and lower, like 83, 84, 85. These ones are 88s, but I feel like I have control on my slides with these. So that was quite cool. Something that I also really enjoyed about this frame is like the finishing. I don't know if you can see it, but it has some lines. I don't know if you can hear it. So basically there's some lines across the frame, and when I'm grinding on the aluminum somehow, I kind of feel like they're fast, which is quite weird for an aluminum frame. At first I was scared that I would get I would feel a little bit of these things here, or I would feel a little bit of the corners. I didn't. It's not the first time that I tried to grind on these. I was even doing royales, as you can see here. So yeah, I really enjoyed. Now, about these combos, something that I also really, really liked was that these boot have a sole plate, but the sole plate of this skate, it's really slim, and that's what makes this skate, in my opinion, one of the best for the type of skating that I like. One of the best big wheel UFS skates. To start with, of course, it's a supportive skate, and I will get there in a second, but having a not so wide sole plate allows me to lean without being scared of my sole plate touching and sliding out. And this has been a problem that I had on several skates. Example, I really love the Seba CJ or SX skate, but if I skate it with sole plate, I kind of feel like it's not the same, and it's easy for the sole plate to touch. When I skate without a sole plate, I don't really want to grind on carbon, which I guess it's understandable. Now, there are other people out there. I know that, example, Nicola Torelli is skating with FR UFR or the FR Anthony Poitier skate with the sole plate. I kind of feel like the sole plate is a little bit too wide, in my opinion, to skate with big wheel skates. Of course, it depends on the height of the frame. If you're going to be skating a 4x100 or a 4x110, it's slightly higher than these, giving you a little bit more lean without the sole plate touching. Now, I do love 90s. I really love 90s. What I felt also about this skate is what I feel about every other slightly rocker 90s, which is I really like it, but when I start going really, really fast, then I kind of feel it's a bit too nervous. I like a 90s flat frame. I used to skate that Adapt 90s flat frame in the past. It was a 165, but the way that it fit on my boots was a little bit shifted to the back, but I liked it. I could go fast, and I could adjust to do all my slides and my tricky type of stuff, like all these quick movements with my feet and all that. So I think I'm getting to where I really like. I like a 90s frame. I really like this. I like this boot a lot. Something that I really enjoy, it's how supportive it is. If we're talking about K2 fitness skates, a lot of times they're very sloppy. They don't give you a lot of support. But these, somehow, I think it's because the cuff goes under the shell, and other than that, it kind of feels like, I was actually playing with that, it kind of feels like this cuff only goes backwards, but the boot doesn't allow you to go backwards. So the boot doesn't really give you back flex, and when it comes to forward flex, yes, the cuff is there. The cuff would allow you to do some forward flex, but then the way that the boot on the inside is built doesn't really give you that. So if you want to get forward flex, you just need to leave your laces a little bit loose, and then you'll get that forward flex. Or even if you want to use this boot for aggressive, which it's not the best aggressive boot, especially with this sole plate, but some people may like it. Now, for these boots, if you really tight those laces, I feel like this boot is really, really supportive. Now, it did give me a little bit of blisters on the side of my heel. Kind of felt like my heel was raising a little bit, but yeah. Something that I need to say about these K2s is I don't understand why they still come with this very cheap buckle. I mean, it's a skate that costs 329 euros, and it should at least come with a better buckle. Come on, K2, just an aluminum buckle. Other than that, well, I was for the first time able to downsize on my K2s. K2 have been sending me skates for reviews since like 2020, maybe even 2019. From that time, they were always sending me 43.5 skates. I think it's 10.5 skates. And this time I said, I think I can downsize. Can you please send me 42.5, which is a 9.5? And they did. And it fits me perfect. So this is a 9.5 K2. I am 275 millimeters and it fits perfectly. I love the colorway of the skates. I like this strap a lot, the metal piece. I like the reflective pieces on the laces. Yeah, pretty cool skate. As an all, if you're looking for a 90s UFS setup, I can tell you right away, this one gets my thumbs up for sure. There's not a lot that I would change about this skate. I really, really like it. Now, as an extra, because you watched this video up until now, by using code Lino, you can go now to bladeville.com. You will get 15% off. Go check it out, bladeville.com. Code Lino, 15% off. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to subscribe to this channel. If you want to support what I do here, and if you want to get some more discounts, become a patron. I create lots of exclusive content for my patrons. I got some discounts, some extra discounts for my patrons too. And it's another way to support what I do. Now, if you don't want to, or if you can't, I will keep posting here. And I'm very grateful for all of you to be watching this. But just subscribe. That's it. If you like the video, you can also give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, you can give me a thumbs down. But let me know in the comments what you didn't like about this video. If you like something or if you have any doubts, also drop me a comment. It really helps with the engagement of this video for YouTube to suggest this to more people and to make inline skating more popular. And with that being said, more important than anything else, just don't forget why. Like, why did we all started skating with K2 skates, with YOYO Sago frames, with 90s, with 100s, with 125s, with off-roads 150s? We all started because it's fun. Now, cheers and see you soon.